Welcome to JD's Prep. All right, we're talking about the little brown bat. Let's read the information that's given and highlight the important information. So, species called the little brown bat. So 38 teeth, lives near bodies of water. It's considered beneficial. It eats mosquitoes and garden pests. Feeds at night, uses echolocation. An echolocation, it kind of describes how it works, so they can determine the size and location of their prey by listening to the return echo. So let's move on to the questions about this bat. Okay, so this first question should be pretty easy. It's asking for one way in which the animal is adapted to prey on mosquitoes and night-flying insects. There are many ways that were given in the description. Things like nighttime feeding, the fact that it flies, that it uses echolocation in order to find its prey. All of those would be a valid explanation for that first question. Now, this next question, we're talking about a mutation that could happen, resulting in a new trait that makes them better able to catch insects. So what would happen to the frequency of the original trait? All right. You should be familiar with the process of natural selection, and if you are struggling with it, make sure you review that before kind of attempting this question or attempting to understand this question. So since that mutation is an advantage to those bats, those are the bats that are most likely to survive and reproduce. They will then pass on that new trait to their offspring. Over time, that original trait would become less frequent because those bats will be competing with the bats with the new trait, and the bats with the new trait are better at catching food. Therefore, the bats with the old trait, or the original trait, will be less likely to survive and reproduce. And lastly, we're being asked about coevolution and this relationship between moth and bats. Okay, this is an example of coevolution because bats have evolved to have echolocation. Meanwhile, moths have co-evolved to block echolocation because bats are the predators to moths. So this evolution is happening at the same time, coevolution. All right, thanks for using JD's Prep.